talk about two things that have been particularly relevant in my life lately. It's Valentine's Day, that's one. And also, I had to declare my major this week. I'm now officially an international political economy major.
Yeah!
Thank you. And I'd really like to make one of those stupid, like, philosophy major-esque, like, oh, I'm gonna be unemployed for the rest of my life kind of jokes, but it's like no, like, I'm an IB major, I'm gonna have a job. I'm probably gonna make a lot of money. I probably won't donate any of it. Just spend it on rich people things, like in-ground pools and gazebos. The thing that really got to me about declaring, though, was that, like, it's probably the most important decision I've made in my life since my decision to come to Fordham. And the entire process was like 5 seconds. I walked into the guy's office like, oh, I'm so ready to like declare myself as an IPE major. And the guy was like, okay, calm down, Caleb, Jesus Christ. But no, so that is what we're going to be talking about today. Love and economics. So I figured we would start out simple. You can't do any economics without first knowing supply and demand. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna make ourselves a little graph here with our two curves. All right. So on this curve right here, we're going to put people to make out with. And now, just for the record, I prefer girls, but it's all a matter of desperation, you know. So girls is on this curve, and on the other curve, of course, we are going to put quesadillas. Now, as you can see here, as the supply of girls to make out with goes up, the demand for quesadillas goes down. In economics, this is what we call interchangeable goods, or substitutes. And that is exactly what they are. Don't lie to yourself. I would also like to highlight this point right here. This is called the equilibrium. Or in this case, it represents the perfect balance between girls and quesadillas. And I cannot stress enough how important this balance is. And so that leads us to our very first principle, balance. Now, have you ever noticed how people in relationships, they just look stupid? They're always touching each other and they have all these little like inside jokes and disgusting like intimate moments and everything. I was reading an article the other day that was about something called cute aggression. And I guess the author like wanted to like fill it with some personal quotes, and so she put like, oh, like these are things I've actually said to my boyfriend, and so I'm going to read these out to you. They're very scary, and they are actually from this article. I want to crawl inside your skin and hug each of your organs individually. I want to squeeze you until all of your bones break because I love you so much. You're so cute. I want to yank your head off, stick it in a jar, and keep it next to my computer. Those are all real. And I'm not saying that's like what normal people say. This woman clearly has some issues to get worked out. But nonetheless, it shows how scary a person in a relationship can be. Now, I was at a concert last week. I went to see Lord Huron at Terminal 5. And from what I gathered from the crowd, that is where every single boring sub-20-something in New York brings people on dates. Every single one. Like, I don't really know what I expected from a Lord Huron concert at Terminal 5, but I was literally surrounded by couples that had absolutely nothing interesting or significant to say. Like, the one guy behind me, he was trying to make this really awkward conversation with this girl. And so he was like, the guy on stage was wearing a hat, and this guy was like, no, see, that's called a flat-brimmed fedora, because the sides, they don't, stick up. I'm gonna hear it. So as much as I hate witnessing the awkward conversation at the beginning of relationships and the apparently borderline psychopathic cutesy shit that comes later, it's all necessary. Unless you're telling your significant other that you're gonna stick their head in a jar. That is not right. But no, most of it is necessary. Just like in economics. Trade is always mutually beneficial for two countries. So no matter how much of a good you have, whether it's love or happiness or quesadillas, it's always better when you share it with another person. Now, one thing that can affect supply and demand in a market is the consumer or the seller's expectations. So, like, obviously, if they think that, like, Silly String is going to start selling big tomorrow, they'll start making more of it now, right? And that's bad, because it affects market operations. Look, I don't really know economics, okay? This is just a bit. Anyway, so we're going to go back to my first and only significant Valentine's Day memory. I was in 5th grade. The girl's name, Maria Lucas. Now, I was quite the romantic back then. I don't really know what's happened. Anyway, I left a box of chocolates that said, "From your secret admirer," in her Valentine's cubby. And I didn't anticipate this, but she went on like a full-scale investigation. She made every boy in the class do like a little writing sample so that she could compare the handwriting. She had these really intense interrogations. She waterboarded 2 kids. But she never found me out because I faked my writing on the sample, and I was used to being waterboarded. So I was never discovered. But a year later, she moved to Boston, and I've never seen her again. But part of me likes to believe that Maria Lucas is still out there somewhere, waiting to find out who that secret admirer was. So there you have it, folks. Those are our 3 principles